Hello, my dear folks. Welcome to the show, Jack Chow on East West with G&E TV. Once again, we're talking about politics about California. Speaking of California, why a state that lines up the seventh position, or even not the sixth, if California had been a country, corrupted going down south. Now we're talking about ninth, or somebody say even 11 or 13, 12 or 13th position. Why this happened? Well, such a tragedy would happen to beautiful state of California. Somebody says because of the bad economy. Well, bad economy hit everybody, hit Texas too, right? So why California? So it came to a point that, well, probably it's our politicians. Our politicians, we need some new hands. Now, that's why this democracy allows us every now and then, quite often enough, to make sure we do have fresh hands. Fresh hands meaning that you have a change. You're talking about change. Change can be made. Now, joining me in the discussion about this coming election is a candidate of the California Senate District 24, Mr. Peter Choi.
Oh, well, thank you very much,
Welcome
Jack.
to the show. All right.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Always, every time you're here, I'm getting excited because I know who I talk to. And you know, sometimes when you play ping pong or tennis, right? You keep got to serve, and serve. No ball kicks back. That's a tragedy, right? So, all right. Yes. Whenever I do a promotion like this, I always ask a candidate who you are, where you're from, what can you do, right? So, can we start with the very beginning with your bio, please?
Oh, yes. Well, thank you very much. Again, I'm Peter Choi. I'm running for the California State Senate in District 24. This is a district, by the way, that goes from Eagle Rock, where I live, Silver Lake, where I had a small business for over 12 years.
Oh, you live in Eagle Rock?
Yes, I live in Eagle Rock.
A friend of mine has a shop in Eagle Rock.
Northeast Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The District 24 covers Eagle Rock, where I live, Silver Lake, where I had a small business for over 12 years.
Sure.
It goes to downtown LA, to Boyle Heights, and includes Koreatown, USC down to the 10 freeway, and East Hollywood. For me personally, my biography, I'm a native Californian. I was born here in California. I spent my first years in Los Angeles. My father was the Korean consul here in 1951.
I see.
He was appointed by President Harry S. Truman. And as a diplomat's son, I grew up around the world in India, Egypt, Morocco, and Jamaica. I attended Harvard University, graduated with honors, and after I graduated, came out.
Howard.
Yes,
No wonder. Okay.
Came out to Los Angeles. And I chose to live here in Los Angeles because I do think that the city of Los Angeles is the greatest city in the world, and I think the state of California is the greatest state in the world. It goes without saying, of course, that the USA is the greatest country. I've been involved in politics for quite some time. This is my first time running. And frankly, I'm running because I don't hear voices speaking out on the issues that I care about.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. Why are you running? What's your bottom line issues, right? So those packed together could be something very big for my audience to take references.
Well, in general, and look, we have 45 minutes to an hour to get into a more substantive discussion about these issues. But in general, I will say to start out that my campaign is about clean air, it's about clean energy, and it's about clean government. And you can't have those first two without the latter. My campaign is very much also...
May I please reverse it? Clean government, then clean air,
well, of course,
then clean energy.
That is exactly it.
Yeah, without a clean government, you do not even have a clean energy or clean air, right?
That's right. The voice of the people, I feel, is not being heard in Sacramento.
All right.
And that's why I'm running. That's why our campaign motto is your choice, your voice.
All right.
Our campaign is also about equality. This is something I believe very strongly in. It's about gender equality, social equality, economic equality, marriage equality. And I think that if the government focuses on equality and justice and fairness, then we will have good and fair laws for everyone. That's why I'm running, to be that voice in Sacramento.
Oh, I see, I see. But the point is that, California status quo is not satisfying. We voters are sometimes getting frustrated about those stupid laws. I call them stupid because they are really stupid. Question is that you are one of the 40 if you're elected, right? One of the 40. Can you make a change? How can you make a change? Or how can we influence the rest of your folks?
Thank you. That's a great question. Let me turn it around this way.
I know you're good. I know that I will cast my vote on you, no problem. And lots of my audience will do the same thing because they like me, they follow me, they trust me. But the thing is that, we're a little concerned, a little worried about 1 versus 39 though. So of course you can make lots of friends, right? So what's your strategy? What your kind of handle can hold on to make it happen, please?
Well, again, that's a great question. And let me turn it around this way, as I was saying. Is it not better to have one voice out of 40 speaking for justice and fairness and equality than to have 0 voices speaking out?
Yes.
I will be that voice. And the reason I am running, and the elected legislators that I admire, are politicians like Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. They are in the Senate in Washington, D.C., and not in Sacramento, but they use the microphone and their time on the bully pulpit to talk about equality, economic equality, social equality. That is why they became politicians. And that is why I am running.
Yes.
And
everything
that is the
has a start.
That is the difference. We need at least one voice in Sacramento speaking out for the people.
And also, Peter, am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Sometimes when people are not aware of one issue, which is so important, and once it takes a voice takes a guts, somebody with guts to point out. Once it is pointed out, the rest of the folks will say, "Oh my God, how come I didn't realize?" Yes, let's vote for it. Could that be a scene? For example, if you have a flag of the United States on the floor, somebody stepping on it, and when people are looking around and not looking down, you say, "Hey, that's our flag, don't step on it." Oh yeah, all of a sudden you cause attention and people know, oh, they all back up. So it could be that kind of situation.
Yes, and very much. A state senator has the opportunity to face the cameras, to face the news cameras, to take that time to highlight issues that are important. And again, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders, they speak out on issues of economic and social equality. And so that's why I'm running. I'm running to use my time, not to take free tickets to the Super Bowl or to go to dinners with expensive cognac and Cuban cigars. I'm not interested in that. There are 2 types of politicians.
Good points.
One type runs to be a public servant. They want to serve the public. That's why I'm running. The other type of politician, they like the lifestyle because they get to go to fancy dinners.
Yeah,
they have $200 bottles of wine at the Water Grill in downtown LA. They like that lifestyle. That's not why I'm running. I am not interested in that. And so that is my motivation, and that is why what I would like the voters to know.
It really depends on the fact that where you are from, who you are. If you are highly educated people, especially somebody who travel the world, see the good part of the world, see the bad part of the world, and you are ready to do what you want to do. Rather than people who was born in a family with a silver spoon in the mouth, and they tend to like those luxurious styles, though, and they do for that total purpose. That's a huge difference, isn't it?
It is. And let me tell you this. My formative childhood years, from 1st grade to 6th grade, I grew up in India. And I grew up as a Roman Catholic Korean American growing up in Hindu Muslim India.
So you're everything.
I know what it means to I know what it means to feel like an outsider. I know what it means to appreciate diversity. Diversity is a word that is used in political campaigns, but to me it's not a word, it's a reality. This 24th district is the most diverse district in the state of California.
Exactly, in the center of downtown.
The thing is, what I know about diversity is that I have lived around the world. And I know that regardless of the color of your skin or the shape of your eye or maybe an accent in your voice or the curl in your hair, regardless of that, people are people. and they all want the same thing.
Good
They want a
philosophy.
fair shot in life. They want to have a job that they're good at or they enjoy, and they want to love who they wish and find someone to complete them and leave a better life for their children. That would be the fourth, of course.
All right, to my audience, so far the beginning is so good. We want to understand Mr. Peter Choi about his background. We did. We want to know about why he is running, his basic concept or ideology, or basic bottom line issues. Those are the cleanliness, the clean government, the clean energy, clean air, and the equality, equal right to gender, to color, to everything. So we're talking about people electing somebody representing people.
That is it.
Am I
very
right?
much. That's
Yeah,
America.
Sure. Yeah. With a background of his, highly educated at Harvard and highly experienced with many different areas and spots of life. Oh, by the way, and you know quite a bit about Hollywood.
Yes, well,
Which is your next door.
That's right. I'm actually glad you mentioned that. I am not a politician, and I am going to bring my real life experience because I know how people live and work and play and love. After I graduated from Harvard, I joined the Directors Guild and I worked in Hollywood for 20 years, working on many different TV shows and movies. In the 90s, my wife and I wanted to take control of our destiny, and so we opened a business in Silver Lake that we ran for 12 years. So I have experience as a small business owner. The great part of running my own business with my wife was that it gave me time to get involved in the community. And this is something I had not really had a chance to do.
To understand the community.
And so I volunteered. I served as a founding board member. I was elected as a founding board member to the Silver Lake Neighborhood Council for 2 terms. I was appointed as the chairman of the Silver Lake Chamber of Commerce during a period of great change. And that has what has led to my current position where I am the president of a Chamber of Commerce here in the San Gabriel Valley, where I work every day on job creation, on economic development, and on bringing revenue in to the state of California. Revenue, that is the key thing, is raising revenue to pay for social programs, to pay for education.
That's the core we're missing.
That is it.
That's
and I'm going to
the
bring
missing,
the totality of my real life experience to Sacramento and share that with my fellow legislators.
Oh, thank you very much, Peter. The starting is very good. I feel the questions I answered, instead of going the circuitous way, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and they enjoy doing it. When we come back, I'll tell you. So stay with us, my dear friends.